Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. First off, I want to go ahead and I want to apologize for not finishing out the tutorial video, but I made a little mistake. I was cleaning off my desktop and started just chunking some old files away. And the truck we were converting, yeah, I trashed it, and I can't get it back. So today's video, what I'm going to do is I got my first gen that I did in 15. I've been wanting to convert this truck over. I finally got an interior built for it. I want to get it in 17, fully working, all that good stuff. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to get started on this truck here. I'm not going to pause the video. I'm going to go from start to finish on this truck here. So that being said, let's go ahead and let's extract this desktop and let's get started on it. So what we're going to need, I've got this blank mod description, XML. I'll have a link to this down in the description. That way y'all can go download it. We're going to use paint.net down here. And we're going to use the Giants editor. So that's the only programs you're going to need for this to start off on this. And then your Farming Simulator 17 game. So let's go ahead. Let's open up the truck. We're going to open it up in 6.0.3, which is 15. Because we need to get in here and we need to clean out the old stuff from 15, that way 17 will read it. Because if I open the truck up in 17 as it is with the dirt textures, the truck will be invisible. All you'll see is the tires. So let's go ahead, let's open this up. We're going to scroll down, all this collision, the mount attacher trigger, we're going to take that out, the exhaust, attacher joints, the lights, the smoke particle. And another reason why I'm doing this truck here is because this truck runs off of Lewis scripts for the strobe lights. And there's a lot of people out there that have trouble converting trucks or trailers with Lewis scripts. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean it up and show that this truck can go into 17. So make sure we get everything out of here. Excuse me. We're going to take the collision trigger also, take that out. Let's go ahead and delete all this. Let's find where the strobe lights are. It's in the truck. So, light bar, that's our strobe lights. Let's go ahead and delete those out. We can't use Lua files. Okay, now that we got everything pretty much cleaned out, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into body. We're going to go into the truck, the bed. We're going to open up material editing. And down here where it says custom shaders, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the custom shader out. Now what I'm going to do, it also is the spectacular texture, which is for the dirt. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that off as well, because I'm not going to add the dirt now. I'm going to do that later. So let's go ahead and go through, take the spectacular and the shader out, and I'm going to do that for everything. So just scroll through here. If you want to go ahead and take the dirt texture off as well, go ahead and do all that. So I'll just skip through all this, make sure there ain't no. Okay, we got the bed. Now let's go to the cab. Go ahead and take that off, that off. The reason why I'm not using the dirt texture in 17 is because I want to make a new one for this truck. So that's the whole reason why I'm taking the spectacular out. But the shader you have to take out either way. And if I go too fast, just pause the video. That way y'all could get everything. Okay, got all that. Make sure our logos. Make sure nothing else. Okay, I believe I got all the dirt textures out. making sure all the dirt textures is off of this truck. That way there ain't no problems when I pull into 17. Okay, now that I got this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to save this. Let it, as you can see, it's exporting, so it's trying to save it. Alright, now that we're in here, let's go ahead, the add strip, cars, saying that that's where our lots are. We don't need that. Particle system and strobes. Let's go ahead and take all this out. I'm not sure what that's for. We're going to leave that in there for now. This is the textures for my wheels. So let's go back. Image. That's more blinkers, so let's go ahead and we'll trash that. Interior, we're going to leave that in there for right now. My sounds, steerable is interior, I believe. Yes. I'm not sure if we need that. We'll check that out later. The Lua file, let's go ahead and chunk that because we're not using Lua anymore. The shader dirt, we're not using this one anymore. So let's go ahead and chunk that. And then we're going to open up the mod description. We're going to go ahead and work on this first. So let's get this down here. Let's go ahead and minimize that. Minimize that. And then the mod description that's down in the description below, go ahead and download it because it's going to be a blank copy. I've got a blank copy here that y'all can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this here, and I'm going to just go ahead and close out my old description, and then we're going to make a new one. So let's go ahead and put your name or who the author of the mod that you're converting, and then I'm going to we're going to go ahead and type in here the truck. It's my first gen. Okay, right here it says icon file name. As you can see, I wrote over here that it's your brand. So what we're going to want to do, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out because that's not needed. And then I'm going to type brand here, all in capital. As you can see, it's in capital letters, because if we open our truck back up where it says brand here, we're going to have to rename that. And that's got to be capital. The brand has to be capital letters. So now that we got brand in capital letters, we can scroll through here. Now it says store item, and then it's asking for the XML file name for the truck. The XML file name is first gen, so we'll just rename, copy that, and I'm going to open up this, and we're going to paste that right in here. So it should look like this with whatever vehicle you have, wherever that XML file is. Now down here to brands, brand, you're gonna want to go ahead and use this here. So brand, the title, brand, and then wherever that DDS file is for your brand. So mine's gonna be brand DDS. And as you can see, I got over here capital letters, so you got to use capital letters all through here. Now if this file right here is in textures, my textures folder here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to write text, whoops, it's going to be like this, /brand, because that's the file path that it's in. Saying mine's not in there, mine's going to look like this. Now what you can do is go ahead and save this out. Go ahead and close it. We're going to wait on the truck XML, and what I want to do is I want to go ahead, let's close this down. Let's go to our program files 86, go into where our 17 downloaded, and in here you're going to see data, all the good stuff for 17 got downloaded. So let's go into data, let's go into vehicles, let's go into steerable, and then go down to where you see Lizard. This is the in-game pickup truck. So what we're going to do is just a regular old truck. Let's go ahead and open it up in 703 or 704 if that's what you got. Let's go ahead and close that down. Let's open up this here. Now we're going to have to transfer the stuff from this truck over to our other truck. That way it's all function. So we're going to have to take the lights, we're going to take the attacher joints, same way we took our attachers out, the AI, which is traffic collision trigger, the exhaust particles. Let's go ahead and take the mirrors, and then let's go ahead and take the collisions. Let's make sure there ain't nothing else that we need. That's for the tailgate. We don't have a tailgate on a flatbed, so we're not going to worry about that. Okay, so now I got everything selected. If you're wondering how I'm selecting like this, like I am, just hold left control and then click on what you want to pull out. Now that we got that, let's go ahead, file, export, selection with files. We're going to go back to our desktop to where our first gen is. Let me find it. And then I'm going to just write lights. That way I know. We're going to save that. Do you want the directory structure? Yes. Go ahead and say yes. And then close out of this. It's going to ask you to save it. Do not save it because it will mess up your game and you won't be able to play multiplayer. The next step is the pickup rodeo XML. This is for this truck. What we're going to do, let's go ahead and copy it and paste it to our desktop so that we have that also. Now let's just go ahead and minimize this because we're going to have to go back in there. So now I got the XML for the lights and all that. I could take that out and put it in my truck. So let's go ahead and open up my truck. Now I don't know if this is going to be just like what mine did, but let's go ahead and open up this in Notepad, our lights. As you can see, my file path is all screwed up. We got all this, and if you look into my truck, you can see that the shaders and shared is nowhere in here. For some reason mine don't transfer over. I don't know if y'all's will be the same way, but if it is, this is how you fix it. Go ahead, we're gonna delete all this crap. Now that we got all this, what you're going to want to do, let's go ahead and make that smaller. Let's go back to where the truck is. Let's go back to right here. You'll see data. Just click on data. You'll see the shaders and you'll see shared. So what we're going to need to do is in shaders, we're going to need to find the light shader XML. So let's go ahead and open up our first gen. Let's make a new folder. We're going to name it shaders, and then we're going to make another new folder named shared. Okay, now let's open up the shaders folder. Let's go into where your data is, go into shaders, and we're looking for the light shader here. Go ahead and copy this, don't take it out, leave it in there, and paste it in your shaders. Now that that's done, let's go back and let's go into shared. And I'm going to move this out of the way for now so we can see. And then for shared, let's go back to data, go into shared. And we're going to need all three Coronas, the orange, the red, and the white. So if we look down here, there's the orange, Corona orange, there's Corona red, and again, left control and click. And then here's the white. now that we got all this, we're going to copy this and we're going to put this in our shared folder. So paste that in there. Let's move that out of the way. And then down here you can see shared, and then there's a lot pattern here. So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this whole folder and I'll put this in here like so, and then I'm going to open it up. Now the only thing we need is the hexagon 1 and line 1. So everything else I'm going to take out and I'm just going to delete it. Now that we got everything in here, we could go back to our first gen, and this here, the XML, let's go ahead and save this now that the new path is in and we got our stuff in here. Now we're done in this. We could go ahead and close out the 17, and we could open up our first gen in 7.0 point whatever 3, 4, 5 that you're using. Go ahead and open up our truck. As you can see, the truck's all fine now. We're in 17. Now what we're going to want to do, let's go ahead and import our lots in, and that's going to import everything in. Now that we got everything in, you're going to want to go and select all this. That way everything that you imported in is selected. We're going to go to edit, we're going to cut that, and we're going to select the whole truck mesh, edit, and we're going to paste that in. So now all of the stuff that you imported is in the main mesh of your Dodge. So the lights, we're going to go ahead and move that up so I can work with them. The collision, mirrors, exhaust particles, the AI, and the attacher joints. I'm not going to worry about moving the lights into place right now. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll move them down where it looks like it's in the truck. I'm not going to worry about, I'll do that later. As you can see, my seats are screwed up for some reason. I guess the texture got deleted out, which is fine because this interior is going to come out anyways. So no big deal there. Now let's go ahead, let's minimize this, and let's open up our first gen here, the XML. And then minimize that, and then we're going to go back to the Lizard Pickup XML. Let's go ahead and open that up in Notepad, because we're going to need some stuff out of here. Alright, make sure you're in the Lizard Pickup Rodeo, not your truck XML. Go all the way down where you see file name. What I do is I go ahead and I take everything all the way up to the top, and I copy that. I go into my truck, and where it says file name, I'll go ahead and paste that through here, just like so. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come through here, first gen, just like I had in my description. And then we're going to come down here, and where it says this is the store, so what you're going to want to do is wherever your store is, my store is just in the main directory, so I'm just going to write store.dds, because mine's a DDS file. Your pricing, you can change the price whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and put mine at 1500 or 15,000, I'm sorry. The brand, you could change that, but it won't hurt just leaving it alone. The memory usage, I really don't know what that's for yet, these here, so I don't even mess with that. Now scroll down to here, you're gonna have the file name where your i3D is. My i3D is just right here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rename that. I'm gonna copy it, minimize that, and I'm gonna paste it here. Take all this out, paste it. A lot of people still get, after doing all this, they'll still get a Lua error, and they think it's because of something on the truck or something else within the XML files. What it is here, if you don't do this right, say the function, you don't have your function right or whatever, the game will throw an Lua error. So we're gonna go in the next video. We're gonna go through and we're gonna figure out, you know, which one causes and how to fix it and all that. So just be watching for that video. Alright, now we got that. Let's go ahead and we'll scroll down. And I want to find my old lights. Let's go ahead and take all this out. And let's take our mirrors out. Here's our strobes. Let's go ahead and take all that out. That's all owed. The character, we're going to leave that in there. Attacher joints, we got to take that out because we got new ones. The dynamic mount trigger, let's go ahead and take that out. The AI traffic collision trigger, take that out. Don't need it. Exhaust particles, take that out. The drive ground particle system, we're going to leave that in for now. No point in messing with that. So let's go back up here. And let's go back into this XML file from the in-game truck. Let's scroll down until we find the lights, because we're going to convert the lights over first. Alright, here's the lights. Let's go ahead and go all the way down. Take all of the lights. And let's go ahead and take the mirrors too, since we got the mirrors. Let's copy that, and we're going to paste that over here. Now that we got that in there, let's go ahead and open up our truck, and let's look at the path. As you can see, the index path of the lights, make sure you click on lights. The path is 023. So if we open up our path here, you can see the path of this is 02. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to come through here and make it all 23, because that's the path that it's in. It's set at 23. Let's go ahead and speed through here. Like I said, guys, if y'all need to pause the video, be sure to do that. No need to rush through like I'm doing, because that's where a lot of people run into problems trying to speed through here. So now that we got 23 in, you can see 23. Now let's go up to mirrors. The path is 21. So now let's go down here, and our path shows 11. So we're going to change this out to 21. 21 and 21. Now I ran into a lot of problems seeing that the game updated. Sorry for going back, but it needs to be addressed so that you can fix it if needed to. Here is the camera, the outdoor camera. It's always the second one down, or the third one down, depending on how many cameras you have. It's always the last one. As you can see, just look for is inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up to where the cameras are here, and this is the inside camera. As you can see, the numbers are different than what mine are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take all the way to rotatable, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to just paste it right here. I missed the R, but I'm going to do it that way. This is a put a fix to the 15 cameras. That way they're not upside down or backwards or whatever. That's my fix that I found actually works. So if you're having a problem with my truck with the cameras being all screwed up, just do this and it'll work. If not, just wait and I'll have it fixed to it and I'll re-upload them. Now back down, we're going to go back into the in-game XML. We need to scroll down and we need to take the attacher joints. We got the attacher joints, so let's go ahead and grab that. We're going to copy it. We're going to scroll down. Let's go ahead and put this down here. Our attacher joints. As you can see, the index is 05. Let's go into the truck. Find the attacher joints, which is here, and it's at 18. So go back into XML. We're going to change this to 18. Same down here. Change this to 18. And you got to make sure the index path always matches where your index path is. If not, it won't work and it'll pick up and try to read from somewhere else. Now, saying that we took out something from way up here, let's see, our camera is at 4. Camera's at 4. You gotta go through and make sure that if you take something out from up here like I did, I took I think it was a AI, the traffic collision trigger. I took it out from way up here somewhere. You gotta make sure that you go back and look at the index path and make sure everything is the same in the XML. So steering base is 5. Let's find my steering base. Here it shows that my steering base is at 18, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change that to 5, so that's right. Let's go back into here. Let's go to exit point. Exit point's at 6, so let's find the exit point. Okay, here you go. The exit point's at 7, so we would have had an error and the truck wouldn't have worked. So let's go ahead and change that to 6, that way it's working properly. The speed display, the indoor HUD is all at 16, so let's go ahead and check that out, make sure it's at 8. So let's go ahead and open up this and let's change all this to 8. The character node I have set at 99. Let's go ahead and make sure player root is at 10. So let's go ahead, go back in here, change all this back to 10. The right arm, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this to 10 now. Later on we'll go in and we'll change it because you're going to have to bring in some nodes that way and put them on your steering wheel. That way the hands will be on the steering wheel. But right now I'm just going to put it in there as that. Attacher joints. Let's go jump in here, find our attacher joints. Set up at 18. I think we did that. Yes, 18. Steering's at 5. Now I think we're finished making sure everything is right. Let's go back into the truck. We're going to scroll down until we find, we're going to take the exhaust here. Copy that. We're going to bring the exhaust over. I'll put it down here. Let's go see what our exhaust is in the truck. Exhaust particle is at 20. So we'll go over here and we'll just throw 20 in here. Excuse me. Now we're going to go back to the in-game truck. We're going to find the AI. We're going to take the AI collision trigger. We're going to copy that. And I'm just going to place it under. Let's go ahead and place it there. And let's go into the truck and figure out. It's at 19. So we'll come here. And let's hit 19 here. The reason why this is here, y'all are probably wondering, the reason why that's like that, don't freak out, but what it is if you open this and you look, that's the main, that's where it's sitting at. All you need to change is the main path. Don't go ahead, don't delete that in the XML file, just leave it alone. Now setting everything up, we're done here. We've got everything in place, it's all scripted right, the index path is all right. So what we can do is we go ahead and we close this out. Go ahead and close that out. We'll save it. Don't save that because you don't need it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check that so I can see it. And I'm going to move it up. And then I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to turn it back off. The exhaust, let's go ahead and open that up. Exhaust particle. Let's go ahead and move it to where when I'm in game y'all can see it shooting up. Go ahead and move that one there. And this one. We'll throw it back here too. I'm not doing this perfect, so I'm just trying to speed through here. The video is getting kind of long. Attacher joints. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just slide them back. Slide it back here. Grab this one, slide it back here. That way we could test it. That's the only reason why I'm doing it like this. Go ahead and drop it down real quick. That'd be good enough. The collisions, you don't have to worry about scripting these in. Let's go ahead and check it so you can see where it's at. This is going to be the main collision for the body. We'll go ahead and I'll just center it up here. That way when you roll the truck, the top don't clip in the ground. Let's see what this one is. Alright, this is going to be for the side, so however you want your side done. I'm just going to do it like that for now. Just go ahead and scroll it down. Make sure you turn visibility off. The same with this one. I'm going to turn the visibility back on so I can see what it's doing. I'm going to scroll it back. If I'm going too fast, guys, like I said, pause the video and catch back up. Or if you want to go ahead and finish out your lights in here, just press pause on the video so you can see. And then I'm going to turn the visibility off on that. The mirrors, we could go ahead and we could throw the mirrors in. I'll have to do the inside mirror later, but I'll just go ahead and throw it up here. Left mirror, we'll go ahead and throw it on up here. Just that way y'all can see that everything works. And in the next video, we're going to go over the errors that we're getting in the truck and how to find them, all that good stuff. But I'll do all the lights off camera. That's the only thing I'll do off camera, setting up the lights. I'm sure everybody knows how to set up your lights. Okay, now that that's done, now let's go ahead and what we're gonna do. Where's my steering base? I don't need to worry about none of that stuff. So what we're gonna do is, now that we got all this set up, all of these are now scripted in. We're gonna go ahead and save it. And instead of zipping this up, don't worry about it, just leave it in the folder. Go to where your mod folder is. And we're going to toss this in here in my mods. As you can see, it's right here. I've got the money mod so I could buy the truck. And let's jump in the game. See how it works. Well, what did I click on? Like I said, I'm not going to cut the video. None of that. We're going to just jump in. That way y'all can see I'm not skipping through none of this. And the truck didn't show up. You're going to run into errors like this, so don't freak out, none of that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and start the game and figure out what our error is, what I screwed up on. Get a drink here. I know what I screwed up on though. I didn't put the mod description inside the folder. So you're gonna run into problems like that. Everybody does. So don't freak out when you do screw up like that. And I'll show you, this is the description that I filled out sitting on my desktop. And if I go into my mods folder, go into my first gen and look at mod description, it's still got the old description in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to delete this. Yes. And I'm going to take my new mod description in. And then I'm going to go ahead, this right here, I'm going to delete it. Don't need to be in there. It's going to slow the game down. Don't need it. Okay, now that we got our new mod description in, let's try this again. Jump back in game. The thing is, with modding, whatever you're doing, you're going to run into trial and error. No point. Don't freak out. Take your time. see what you missed, because there's always something. So let's jump back in here. Now you can see it's showing up. The picture's not there, but it's showing up. It's probably a texture error that we're getting. So like I said in a later video, we're going to go through the list of the mod and show all the errors, and we're going to go through and we're going to fix them. Now that we're in game, let's go ahead and grab some money, and let's scroll over to our cars. And as you can see here, our first gen's here. So let's go ahead and buy it, see if we can't buy it. Okay, 15,000. Okay, it bought. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to buy a trailer just to make sure my attacher joint's working. As you can see, let me turn this down because it's really loud. Okay. As you can see, the lights work. They're not in place yet, but the lights do work. Let's go ahead and back up and see if our attacher joint works. And our attacher joint does work. Now I'm sure the truck is getting a few warnings and errors due to textures, whatnot. Like I said, we'll go over that in a later video. My horn is not working, so just go through your sounds, make sure everything's working. If it's not, we're gonna fix that. Like my horn's not working, so we'll fix that in the error video that I'm gonna post tomorrow. Go ahead. As you can see, it's not leaving no tracks on the ground. We're going to go through and we're going to fix that. My exhaust is working. See the exhaust shooting out. We're going to go ahead and I'll rotate that off camera. That's the sounds I had in 15. So that's the basics of converting from 15 to 17. You clearly see the truck is fully working. I don't see any issue on this truck. The collision, we got the collision on the side, but we don't have the collision on the flooring, which we'll go through and we'll fix that. It's got a little bit of a problem there. I need to crank the size up on the other collision. So just go around and just test, make sure everything's working. Like I said, the floor collision, I'll have to take a floor collision and put on here. That way we could strap stuff down on the bed of the truck. I think that'd be pretty cool. The attacher joint, we could move that around. So right now it's clipping through, so all we gotta do is move it up. But yeah, that's it, guys. If I went too fast in the video, just pause it, catch back up, or move all your lights in. And that's gonna do it for this video. I hope this helped y'all out, and if it did, be sure to share the video. Hopefully it helped somebody else out, and I'll see you on the next video.